Nobody saw this coming. Not the tennis world, not the media, not even Coco Gauff herself. The cameras were rolling, fans were cheering, and journalists expected the usual post-match conversation about training, strategy, and upcoming tournaments. But instead, they witnessed a moment that stunned everyone. Coco Gauff stood there with tears streaming down her face, not from defeat, not from injury, but from something far bigger, something life-changing. Because just hours earlier, a private message reached her team. A confidential proposal from one of the richest individuals on the planet, a mysterious billionaire known for silent influence, anonymous philanthropy, and unimaginable wealth. Someone whose identity the world whispers about, but rarely sees. This wasn't a sponsorship. This wasn't an endorsement. This wasn't a business pitch. This was personal. This was emotional. This was unbelievable. The message was short, direct, and completely shocking. Coco, your spirit, grace, humility, and excellence deserve peace, freedom, and support. I would like to provide you a monthly stipend. No conditions, no commitments, just appreciation. And then came the number, a figure so enormous that even multimillionaire athletes would gasp. A number that could change not just Coco's life, but her family's future for generations. When her agent read it aloud, Coco reportedly covered her face and cried. Because for Coco, this wasn't about money. It was about what the gesture represented. It was recognition. Recognition of the early mornings when she trained before school. Recognition of the sacrifices her parents made, the travel, the financial struggle, the belief in her when no one knew her name. Recognition of years spent in pressure-filled arenas where every serve, every swing, every mistake was judged by millions. She grew up watching Serena and Venus Williams, dreaming of moments like this, but never imagining that one day someone outside the sport would see her worth so clearly. And the world wants to know, why her? Why now? Insiders believe the trillionaire has followed her career quietly, admiring how she uses her platform to speak against injustice, uplift young athletes, and carry herself with maturity far beyond her age. He reportedly sees her not just as an athlete, but as a future global leader, someone who could inspire millions beyond the tennis court. But not everyone is celebrating. Some critics are suspicious, questioning motives, and warning that nothing this big comes without a hidden agenda. Sports analysts debate whether accepting such a stipend could influence her career, her decisions, or her public image. But one thing is certain: Coco Gauff has entered a new chapter, one no athlete before her has experienced. And while the decision isn't final, sources say the offer includes more than money. It includes lifetime investment protection, access to elite business networks, personal security, and legal coverage, future philanthropic partnerships. In other words, a legacy blueprint. Her grandmother, the woman Coco often calls her emotional anchor, was reportedly the first person she spoke to after hearing the news. And according to someone close to the family, her grandmother held her hands and said, "You earned this. Don't doubt God's blessings." So now the world waits. Will Coco accept? Will her life shift from star athlete to global power icon? Will this mysterious benefactor reveal himself, or remain a shadow supporting from a distance? Because when a life-changing offer like this appears, one powerful enough to erase financial pressure forever, it forces anyone, even a champion, to think differently. Insiders say Coco spent days reflecting before making any statement. Her family avoided the media. Her team refused interviews. Fans speculated wildly. some celebrating the possibility of financial independence, while others feared the unthinkable. Coco stepping away from the sport she loves. But here's what happened next, something that says everything. Coco walked back onto the practice court. No cameras, no press, just her, a racket, a basket of balls, and silence. And when she hit that first serve, powerful, clean, unmistakably hers, her coach reportedly smiled and said, "This is your answer." Because the truth is simple. Coco Gauff was never driven by money. She plays for passion. She plays for purpose. She plays because tennis is in her blood. When reporters finally caught up with her days later, Coco didn't give a formal press conference. Instead, she offered a soft, powerful sentence. "Tennis is my home. I'm not going anywhere." That statement sent shockwaves. Fans celebrated other players, praised her maturity. Commentators called it legacy thinking. And behind the scenes, those close to her say the offer, no matter how staggering, only strengthened her fire. Because instead of using the wealth as an exit, Coco sees it as freedom. Freedom to train without stress. Freedom to build generational wealth. Freedom to inspire young athletes, especially young black girls, who look at her and see possibility. Some believe this offer may even elevate her career. With new financial and emotional support, Coco could enter a new era, more confident, more fearless, more dangerous than ever. As one tennis analyst said, "A champion with pressure is strong, but a champion with nothing to lose? That's unstoppable." So yes, Coco Gauff will continue. She will return to the courts, to the tournaments, to the battles under the bright lights. But she is not coming back as the same girl. She is coming back as a woman with power behind her, history forming around her, and a path that now reaches far beyond tennis. Because this moment, the offer, the tears, the decision, wasn't an ending. It was ignition. And now, the world watches, the sport prepares, and her rivals should be nervous. Coco Gauff is no longer just a rising tennis champion. She is a name shaking the foundations of privilege, wealth, and influence. And this moment, this tear-filled revelation, may be remembered forever as the turning point where Coco Gauff stepped into a world bigger than tennis and became a symbol of destiny, grace, and possibility. Kindly subscribe and like this video. We will be bringing you more of a multimillionaire, Coco Gauff.